Now recording.
Recording. Yes. That should be our intro instead of welcome back to Gump Grandpa's. Well, now recording.
Now recording.
Welcome back to Gump Grandpa's. Today we'll be presenting the mobile walker Xabungle. So I used to think that this series was made before Gundam, but apparently this was the project directly after Mobile Suit Gundam by the great Yoshiyuki Tomino.
I actually thought that was a Transformer.
It is actually a Transformer. You're not off base. It does transform. That is one of the things about Xabungle is that the series kind of mediates around these giant fighting robots that have the ability to transform into these like semi-vehicular airborne devices, you know? And it's kind of funny because I had read online that the reason for this is that somebody had asked Tomino if the white base could transform, and apparently this is what I found on the internet. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but he told that person, "You watch too much anime. Watch more Gundam."
A good response.
He straight up was like, "Stop watching this series. Just watch Gundam. You don't need your stuff to transform." But then he later created series with stuff that did transform, like Zeta Gundam, which is almost exclusively transforming Gundams. So
I need to go back and finish. I need to go back and finish Zeta because I couldn't stand
Camille
in the beginning, and it turned me off, and I was like, I'm just gonna go watch something else. But
oh man,
they have a new Gundam movie coming out. Not that it's related to Universal Century.
The Seed movies.
Yeah, which I also never finished Seed because the main characters pissed me off. But I'm gonna go watch the movie and be mad.
You know what's funny about Seed is that it's so critically acclaimed over in Japan, but here in the States, I think it's widely considered one of the less good Gundams, like one of the worst ones that they've made, which is kind of, not fair to Seed. I think Seed's entertaining. Like, as far as obnoxious as the characters are, it's still fun. So
yeah, I did like the mech designs. I like how we've completely strayed from Xabungle. Just watching the legs, talking about Seed. That's a cool leg. That wasn't supposed to come off.
No, it wasn't. Hasegawa is the manufacturer of this kit, and they're the only ones that make a Xabungle this big. Good Smile and Bandai have both made Xabungles, but they're all like high-grade size. So they're really tiny. This one is humongous. It's actually really nice. It's bigger than a master grade, but the articulation on it is it's questionable. I think this might have been kind of like Hasegawa's first foray into making something like this. I can't really speak to that, but it really feels like that. I'd say that they didn't do a bad job with the details because the panel lines and stuff are way more prevalent and way more apparent than they are in all the other kits that other companies have made. Color separation's really bad, though. Like you can see here, like it's not that good. I had to paint a lot, but
I'll say I can see all the panel lines even without it being painted, and that is impressive.
Yeah,
there is a lot happening.
Check out this articulation. I see what they were trying to do, right? We wanted to do a full frontal leg kick, but they used polycaps in some of the main load-bearing joints. And then this arm design, I'm not sure why they thought this was a good idea, but they have a polycap that's just kind of sandwiched in between those two plastic parts, and it's not good. A lot of this is not good. This is a nice looking kit. It is not a good moving kit.
You figure out the pose and then glue it.
Well, I didn't glue it necessarily, but I did glue a lot of pieces together so that I could just kind of move it around, because I don't want to have it as like a diorama piece. I still want to be able to move it around. But yeah, this one did necessitate the need for a lot of glue. This design too is cool. You can like move one of the wings, and it should move both of the wings on that channel right there. But yeah, it's questionable at best. But yeah, see, check that out. I think that's a cool feat of engineering if it worked properly all the time.
Does it work some of the time?
It does work some of the time, which is forgivable. And look at that double joint at the knee. Like, it's got good posability potential, but it definitely needs a lot of help to get there. Like, it doesn't reach its full potential right out of the box. You have to help it out. So, but yeah, like good ab crunch right there. Good side to side. Like the chest was built very, very good. Just, man, the hips are terrible. Hips are terrible. Ooh. That arm joint is terrible. It needs a lot of work. And yeah, those things too. Those were like very weakly clipped. Taking out the glue. The way I kind of fixed that was just paint them over and let the joint kind of just rub up against another joint that has paint on it. So that did help a lot. So, and I'm not going to use standard paints for this, not yet. I'm going to glue it first, as I then proceed to mix a bunch of paint with my
with your drug dealing device.
My drug scale, yeah.
We made that joke in the last video, right? So everyone knows what we're talking about.
I'm pretty sure we've made this joke at least once now. If we haven't, hey, haha, look, it's a scale that's used for illicit devices, and it came in gold.
Okay, all right. What were you saying?
It comes in handy when I mix these colors, because if you look at the paper right there, so you see how it kind of has like at least 3 different colors. And it's like 20%, 20%, 60%, 50%, 50%, a little bit kind of a thing. So measuring out the weights and calculating the percentages does help out a lot. I did kind of mess up the blue a little bit here, because I think I went a little too ham on there's like a magenta tint that you can get, which is pretty cool. It's actually that kind of purpley magenta color next to that orange up there.
Right.
So it's just like a pigment tint. So instead of being like a full-on paint, it's just the pigment. So you can kind of adjust the value of the color, which is super neat, because these blues that I was mixing, man, they were like super vivid. I really like these pigmentation paints. I need to get, they make a cyan and a yellow, I think is what it is. So it's the same thing as like a printer, like a regular printer. It has cyan, yellow, and magenta or whatnot.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, if you can make a lot of colors using that, then, you know, the potential is there to mix a bunch of cool colors using those. So I wanted to make it as close as possible.
Oh man, you got that 300 perfect.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. It's a lot of good footage of just mixing. This was also way longer. There was a lot more footage of this, but I figured that people would probably get bored of just watching me, you know, mix paint.
Paint mixing, yeah, that's probably fair. You didn't put a metal ball in there, did you?
Nope, I didn't, because the agitator that I have works really well, because it vibrates at a higher frequency. It's basically this is a tattoo paint mixer.
Yeah, I mean, Jay had them all the time.
Yeah.
I've seen her use them, so.
Yeah, I have the ball bearings, but I usually use those for the dropper acrylic paint bottles. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that have like the little nozzle nose or whatever on them. And usually I just put those in there so that the paint doesn't dry up at the top. Or, I mean, if it does get older, then I can at least agitate it without having to open it up and kind of spin something in there. It just makes it nice for that. These Mr. Hobby paints, because they have an alcohol-based, they're alcohol-based versus water-based. They usually don't cake up as badly as water-based ones do. I'm not sure what the science behind it is, but like, yeah, just Mr. Hobby. I'm just a Mr. Hobby stan, dude. Like,
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's so nice being in Japan now. Like, we went into a hobby zone today, and it's just so nice and just seeing stuff that's just like, here's an entire stuff. Here is literally all of Mr. Hobby's catalog. Also, here's all of Gaia.
yeah.
Like, I went in there today, I was like, oh man, I need a white primer. And they were like, do you need white in 500,000 or 1,500? What about brown? I didn't even know they made brown primer.
Oh yeah, they make brown and pink primer.
Yeah. Anyways.
I can't even get Gaia paints, so I'm extraordinarily envious of your situation.
Yeah, and it's literally, and like, I can't complain, but my biggest complaint about my little town is that they're upset about this is what I heard, I shouldn't say anything, but I live near an airport. And what I heard is that the people of the town are upset that many years ago the airport took some of the land to build the airport. And so they were just like, well, you know what? We're not going to have a train or like a subway go through the town. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. you should have had the train go through. Like, and it makes sense. It's a very farming community. Like,
yeah. What was the kanji characters for your town again? It was like Old Town.
Literally Old Town, yeah. So
right.
Anybody who can speak Japanese can figure out the name of my town, literally just from that. But like, and the town is old. I went like on a little history biking tour, and it's a fucking old ass town, actually. But yeah, and it's like, oh no, I have to. Because of that, though, I have to take a bus to the airport and then take the train from the airport into the bigger town. But like, whatever, it takes an hour.
At least when you go to the airport, you know, you could probably get some like good eats and stuff, because the airports in Japan have pretty good foods before you even get through the gates. So
I don't know about that. I have only ever gone to I've gone to two places in the airport. I've gone to a 7-Eleven, and that's, I think I told you the day I went to Tokyo and had a horrendous time getting back.
yeah.
By the time I got to the airport, it was like, I don't know, it was like 10 o'clock at night. I'd had a hell of a time trying to figure out how to get back from Shibuya. It wasn't having a good time, and I was like, I'm getting a beer and 2 onigiri. And so that's what I did. I had a beer and 2 onigiri, and then when I was waiting for Jay, I actually went to a Starbucks and got a mocha. And then the lady was there. I always try to speak in Japanese. My Japanese is not good, but I always try to speak in Japanese. And the lady was like, "Your Japanese is so good," and I think it's so adorable that I try. Yes, I literally. Oh, we even went to another Starbucks when she came here. We spent the week in Tokyo, and we went to a Starbucks somewhere near. I don't think we were in Shibuya. I think we were near. What's the weeb town called?
Shinjuku?
Akihabara.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Shinjuku. It was either Akihabara or Shinjuku. I forget which one it was. There was a big park there. It was a Starbucks in it. And I went in there, and also I was like, yeah, I'll take a fucking cafe mocha and caramel latte. And it was just like, oh yeah, Nihongo, daijoubu. And it's just like, yeah. Boku no Nihongo.
Oh
Heita
my
desu.
gosh.
Yeah, it's like, it's horrendous. And they're like, yeah. Daijoubu.
I will say this with some modicum of confidence. My Japanese is a little bit better than Zog's, and I never once got told that my Japanese was good.
Yeah. No,
but also,
it's
real quick, I adjusted the blues because I don't know if you saw the other one, but it's a little more purpley because I put too much of that magenta in there.
I do see this.
So I fixed it by putting more blue into it, but now we got the blue that kind of matches the original color better. So I mean, the paint mixing process is, you know, it's a process. So you got to go back, adjust values and stuff. But I mean, it's fun. I really enjoy mixing paints now to get. I think it's kind of like a challenge to try to get as close to the original paint as possible. So
you're just a chemist. That's
yeah.
If you were reborn, you'd want to be a chemist.
I don't know if I'd be a chemist, but probably someone that mixes chemicals to make explosives. Probably, yeah, around there.
Yes.
That stuff is fascinating to me, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I in high school I took a chemistry class. I begged my teacher for a C, and then I dropped out midway through the year.
So in college, when I first started going to college, I was going in for mechanical engineering, and I did not finish that because of chemistry. And it wasn't because I didn't understand chemistry, because I understand chemistry pretty well. The issue is that all the teachers that I had a very heavy accent.
Oh.
It didn't matter like which class I went to. They all had super heavy accents, and I don't deal well with accents. It takes like it takes 110% of my brain power to understand what somebody is saying. So I'm like trying to figure out what they're trying to say, and then translating it, and then absorbing the information. And so that's 3 steps instead of just absorbing the information. So I failed every single one of those classes.
No, that's fair.
It was so bad.
No, I just...
And the worst part of... Dude, the worst part about it, too, is that, like, the first time I had taken it, I was trying to follow along with the teacher, and I was trying to do all the studying at home. But the issue is that the teacher always did tests for chapters that were 3 or 4 chapters ahead of where we were at. And I'm like, when is this guy telling us that we needed to do this? So it was a bad time overall. But yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. My chemistry class was in high school, and I'm competent at math. If I have someone who's like, here's how you do math, do this homework so that you can understand it. Perfect. I can do math. But when it got, there's something about like you have 1 positivtron, and then you have 2 positrons, but then 4 negatrons, and those 2 atoms combine. Like, what atom is it? Like, I have no idea. Somehow we have 3 positrons, but now we're two negatrons positive. I can't figure that. Like, I could not understand it.
It all depends on the atomic weight. You gotta really look at the periodic table of elements. Yada. Yeah. Oh, also, so this guide is like super nice. Check this out. Like every little nook and cranny has like a different. Look at that, dude. Like every single nook and cranny has a different color, and they're like, yeah, we expect you to paint that.
It's nice, actually.
It is super nice.
So like you can get like the shading perfectly correct.
Yeah. Well, let me pause it right here so you can actually see. So on like, say, look at this like hip. I don't know if you can even see my cursor or not, but you see the hip right here on the left hand side. They have this 61 paint, which is like a specific type of silver on the inner part of it, and then on the outside they have this 28 paint, which is like it's a darker metallic silver. And I did that because I just had these little paint stickers or masking tape stickers that are pre-cut, and I just put it in there as I sprayed the lighter one, and then I put the stickers in, and then I sprayed the darker iron, I think it's like dark iron or something like that, on top to get that effect. But yeah, it's like super detailed. They're even up here on the back of the backpack right here. That 8 paint is like a clear red, I believe it is, or clear blue or something like that, or silver, actually. Yeah, but they want you to use like a bunch of different clear paints and stuff. Like on the top of the 2 wings here, there's 50 and 47. 50 is the clear blue, and then 47 is the clear red. But they just want you to paint that little small section up there. And I show it later on in the video that we painted. But yeah, man, like, damn. They really went all out with giving you the detail necessary to make this accurate to what they presented. Because in the show, this is an old show, that was made back in 1982. So like the animation is just kind of like rubber hosey, kind of goofy looking. It is nowhere near as detailed as what Hasegawa kind of presented here. So it's super nice. I think it's really nice because it kind of gives you the ability to make this look like a showroom piece, you know?
Yeah.
And even though it is a showroom piece with all those details and stuff, they do give you the option to have Jiron being the main character of the show, the guy who you run into him and he has amnesia, and the only thing that he wants is a freaking mobile walker. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. All I know is that I must need a mobile walker. And he steals the Xabungle, and this one on the right here, the one that has the wings broken off, this is the one that they steal from the shipping cargo company, Innocent. They steal it from that cargo company, and this is the one that he uses for like half the show. But it's like straight up just missing the wings. Because he transforms it, and he doesn't know how to pilot it, so it just freaking crashes almost immediately. So, it's great. But yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wild. What were we talking about beforehand?
I don't even remember now.
Masking tape.
Masking tape. Masking tape's good.
Man. I'm sorry, we went on a huge tangent.
We did, and that's absolutely okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pause the video for a really long time though.
That's okay. Sounds good. I mean, you could just take a little screenshot of that and then tell it, and people can just analyze that cutout of the instructions. Because that is really cool that they are. Because I feel like so much, especially a lot of the Gundam stuff, is just like, this is the general color that we're doing, without it being like, do this little bit, this specific. Like, that's cool that the inside is one color and then the outside is a different color to give you that visual. And like you can see people, and you can see people all the time. You know, they'll do it themselves, or they'll put in the oranges and reds to give, or even the purples, to give the illusion that the iron has been heated up from the. Ooh. Oh, you dropped something. Oops.
Oopsie.
To give the illusion that the iron has been heated up from the flames of the engine and stuff. But the fact that they're just like, nah, just do this and then this, and it's gonna look fucking cool, is really neat.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Like, Hasegawa did a lot of things questionable with the kit itself, but the paint guide is just absolute chef's kiss. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that. I wish more companies would kind of give more extensive color guides, because most companies give you a color guide, right? But Hasegawa's has got to be probably the most in-depth one that I've seen so far. Kotobukiya is really good because they'll tie it to either a Mr. Hobby or a Tamiya paint. And Bandai is all right, because Bandai will give you suggestions of a color. Like when I did Exodia, they were like, find a sandy brown. I'm like, I don't want to find a sandy brown. Just tell me what the freaking color is in relation to Mr. Hobby paints. And then I'll just get that color.
Yeah, so. They'll do the thing. It's like 40%, 70% sandy brown, 30% black. And it's like, okay. But, yeah.
Yeah, some of those combinations don't make sense to me either, because once you start mixing black into colors, I feel like it's very hard to backpedal from that. So I usually don't use black in mixing colors. I'll just use a darker version of whatever that color is. Here we go. All the painted pieces. Time to assemble. Man, that timing is really good.
Nice.
Here we go. I'm going to unmask everything, because this
that
is like
all
3 layers of...
too.
This is like 3 layers of masking as well. Gotta unmask it all.
That I like that good red and blue variation. That's a good red and blue variation.
Yeah, the blue is like super vibrant, dude. I might just send you what that mix is and send you what that like send a picture of whatever that magenta is, because yeah, like standard blue and magenta, it gives it like a really I'm trying to think of a good word for it, but it almost looks like candy kind of a thing.
I'll be honest,
really vibrant color.
Don't send it to me yet. I'll ask it for you when I get there, because I'm still probably many months away from having like a proper setup.
Right.
I'm actually going to, one reason I managed to get primer today, what reason I brought all that primer up today was because I got white primer, because I'm going to prime a kit up, and at my school I joined the art club.
Oh, nice.
And so I actually built, all the children there, of course, are like doing drawing art, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna come in here. I did my shadow box entirely at the school, so like every day after during club time, I would go down with my, was it Battle Spirits, I think it was called, I have no idea. I went down with my pack of Battle Spirit cards and my X-Acto knives. I gotta get new blades for them, and cut them off, and then I spent the last week gluing them up. It looks horrendous, but like whatever. But I'm gonna build a kit there this week, and then I'm going to prime it, bring it back, and just hand paint it.
These kids are like, whoa, you could do more than drawing.
It is. So I had to give a self-introduction to him, and it was very fun, because like in my self-introduction I put in that I enjoy building and painting kits, and so in those kits I of course put in the golden Magikarp I did, and it was really cute, because I was like, it was like one of the last things I popped up. I was like, yeah, and I enjoy doing model kits such as Gunpla, and it's like I popped up one of the Gunplas I did, I popped up the Gurren Lagann I did, and then I popped up the Magikarp, and almost every single class, all of them were just like, oh, King Koi, because that's what they call him, King Koi, and I was just like, haha, like they were all very impressed about it, and I was like, this is cute. Anyways,
King Koi, tanoshimi de.
Exactly. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be bringing in my kits and just hand painting a lot of kits. So I won't have good videos, but I'll probably actually be able to make little reels of my like after the effects. That looks so clean. I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna do. Well, this is the before, right?
Oh, and I still think that looks really good.
Well, Nick, yeah, I mean, like, this kit by itself looks really, really nice. It does look nice. It doesn't move well, but it looks nice. And this is getting to, bam, nice and painted.
What did you do with the gun?
Oh, I just did one spin around without the gun. With the gun, okay. I sprayed it with the colors that they said to spray it, which is just like a standard gray.
Yo, that clear looks really good. I didn't see that with the unpainted.
Yeah, it's so the clear visor was just a standard clear, and I sprayed it with a clear yellow and blue because I don't have a green. And
still,
that's what we got.
That's super nice looking.
Bam. And something that's interesting about the tires is that there's like 3 separate colors on the tires, but you can't really even see the tires anymore. Like, so much effort gone to something that you can't even really see. That's okay though.
Yeah, you know, but the work that went into it, and that's what matters.
Exactly. Also, new frame. You can rate it.
Nice. Yeah, dude, that's a straight 10. That shit looks good.
10 out of 10. Xabungle came here to talk about it. Hardly did.
I know nothing about the series. 10 out of 10 looks cool.
Right.
No, I'm impressed.
I'll do like a speed version of now you know.
Thank you.
All right. Stopping recording.